SAfm, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Pongi. Top stories. Another strike hits Medupi power plant and a Congolese warlord to appear at The Hague. Good afternoon. Construction work at Eskom's Medupi power plant in Limpopo has again been hit by a strike. Workers affiliated to NUM and MEUSA have downed tools demanding to be paid bonuses which they forfeited during the strike that ended 2 weeks ago. NUM spokesperson Taylor Gia says they've realized that some workers received the bonus even after they had embarked on an unprotected strike. The latest work stoppage follows an unprotected strike which lasted for almost 2 months. Gia says workers are demanding to be treated equally.
What we are looking for is you, Eskom, paying back what belongs to the employees. So that's why now we are at Eskom to actually clarify that fact so that we can reimburse the money that belongs to the members. We don't have a choice. We need to make sure that they are paying what belongs to the members. We are not unreasonable. The only thing that they doesn't want to do is to pay. It's when we are on dispute.
The Medupi construction site has been closed down due to alleged intimidation by the striking workers. Spokesperson for one of the workers' unions, the United Association of South Africa, Jonas Kekana, says some workers are running away from the site because they fear for their lives.
Each and every employee is running out of sight now because there are lots of intimidations on site as you are speaking. The guys that are on strike, they're actually making sure that no employee is working. They just want to make sure that everyone is joining them or they leave site. The problem is related to the project bonus. Other companies, so if an employee goes on a strike, they forfeit the project bonus for the whole year. Other companies, they only lose for that particular month.
Military experts say South Africa's parliament should be more involved in decisions on deploying soldiers in conflict areas. The country is facing a wave of criticism after 13 South African soldiers were killed in the Central African Republic by rebel forces at the weekend. It has since emerged that Pretoria was warned by Central African Republic President Francois Bozize that the rebels were about to depose him. Bozize was in the country last Friday and met with President Jacob Zuma. Conflict management specialist Hassan Beruli says involving Parliament is one way of taking a range of views into account before taking a decision.
If it comes now to motives or other things which people does not know, because we have the parliament which represents always the people, and the parliament should agree whether the local or the national army should take place in one activity or another outside of the country. So that's why we have the parliament in every country. So it's the role of the parliament to decide on that issue.
National Police Commissioner Ria Piecha did not want to commit herself to a question if she believes that the August 16 police operation at Marikana was a success. 34 mine workers were killed when police opened fire on striking workers. Evidence leader Mbuyiseli Madlanga asked Piecha how the police intended to do what they had set out to do. He asked if both the intended and unintended outcomes had led her to believe it was a successful operation. Piecha responded as follows.
In terms of planning, I do believe that the police did their work to plan accordingly. I also would say in terms of process, there was a disruption of the plan. And then the outcome, I would say, was unintended.
And finally, the Congolese warlord Bosco Ntaganda will appear before the International Criminal Court for the first time later today after handing himself in to the American embassy in Rwanda last week. The BBC's Anna Halligan is in The Hague.
Bosco Ntaganda will be making history today as the first person indicted by the ICC to voluntarily surrender and appear before the court on request. The arrest warrant lists 10 counts, including murder and rape. He's also accused of using children to fight his battles throughout the mineral-rich Ituri region of the DRC. The judges are expected to set a date for the confirmation of charges hearing, designed to determine whether there is sufficient evidence against Bosco Ntaganda for him to stand trial.
Recapping the top story, construction work at Eskom's Medupi power plant in Limpopo has again been hit by a strike.